733. Palacios. Marco. It's perfect. Caliafico. It's the corner. Melendez. Second of the game. The Albiceleste. Argentina in Group J in the World Cup, so they'll be one of the last teams to play their first game. Early call from Roberto Rivas. Almada. Good ball. Nice little flick by Giuliano, but and Kivar was in the right place at the right time. Good move though. This is skilled by Rosales. 4 added minutes. Corner kick brought to you by Enterprise.
I wonder if Simeone is aware of Lisandro Martinez behind him, because if he just lets this ball go, Lisandro Martinez has a tap in. As an attacking player, thinking you're the only one who can score. Tries to go with the back heel, doesn't make the contact at once, still 1-0.
You're in that position, you hear that shout, you're doing exactly what was just done by Julian.
I don't know what shout you're talking about.
It's not a free kick. It's told to get up again.
It didn't quite work out in that sequence, but that sort of run from Giuliano Simeone, it creates chaos. It creates tension for defenders because he is so vertical, he'll get after defenders. Again, didn't quite work out in that particular sequence, but it does, I think, unbalance what a team is trying to do defensively.
Rigoberto Rivas just lacking the quality with the delivery in. We're heading towards 90 seconds into the 4 added minutes. 1:26 with Turkish Airlines replay. Nothing doing with that. How would you assess what you've seen from Argentina in this first half?
Just about what I expected. A lot of possession in the attacking half. They've created a couple of chances, scored a goal. Probably haven't been as goal dangerous as they would want to be. But all in all, I think it has been a useful exercise so far.
Sloppy from Arriaga, picked up by Almada. The cross doesn't reach its intended destination, but it does allow Argentina to get their third corner and themselves to go over to them. What a then Eibar by surprise. And Lisandro Martinez, who wanted the ball left by Giuliano a couple of minutes ago, does this.
That took Lisandro Martinez by surprise. It makes no sense to try this because of the circumstance, as he is facing completely away from goal. But the ball had dipped. He was scrambling a bit. Good effort. It makes for something to talk about, but really was not goal dangerous.
Audacious.
Yeah, creative, athletic, productive, not so much.
You scored an overhead kick from inside the 6-yard box.
Yes, and outside the 6-yard box as well.
You do it outside the 6-yard box.
That's a different question.
Really bad. Great work by Barco. He's had a good first half.
Yes.
The first couple of minutes when he saw the ball 3 or 4 times, just energetic. He's always been like that. They played him at left back. They played him at left midfield. He's playing that central left role in midfield tonight with his energy. That'll do us for a first half that sees Argentina with the lead given to them from the penalty spot by Lautaro Martinez in the 37th minute. Lo Celso's effort from outside the box hit the bar. Melendez with the foul, trying to clear it. Penalty kick was awarded, and after a 2.5-minute delay, that man got his 37th goal for his country. And the former Spain goalkeeper, Jose Molina, now in charge of Honduras, sees his team trailing at half-time by 1 goal to nil.
মজার ব্যাপার কি আমরা আমার যে পতাকার যে কালারটা আছে না এই কালারে হিন্দুরা হচ্ছে এই কালারের জার্সি করছিল তাহলে আমার টিম অন্য কালারের জার্সি করছে আমার আসলে যে জার্সি পরে খেলায় ওইটা জার্সি নয় এই যে এই জার্সিটা করছে আর জেলা কিন্তু প্রথম থেকে খেলা দেখেনি বা জেলা খেলা দেখেনি ঠিক করে তো কিন্তু আসলে বুঝে পারি মনে করি ওটা হচ্ছে আর্জেন্টিনা এইটা নয় ওটা কিন্তু আমার জার্সি নয় আপাতত কিন্তু ওই জার্সিটা আছে মো প্রথমে এসে কয়েছি আদর তো এই জার্সিটা তো আমার নয় এই জার্সিটা এরকম কেন করছে পরে ঠিক করে দেখে বুঝে বললো যে ও এটা তো আমার জার্সি নয় আসলে চার্জ দেওয়া ভাবি সকালে উঠে চার্জার দিই সেটার দিক কোন দিকে উঠে 7:30 দিকে ছিলাম
First half highlights: Argentina against Honduras from Kyle Field and College Station, Texas. The 11th minute. Giuliano set up Lautaro. It's a comfortable save, but that was when Giuliano was playing on the left.
That's good Beldo down the left-hand side. Starts with Ezequiel Palacios driving with the ball. Eventually gets the ball to Simeone. Good header from Lautaro Martinez. Comfortable save from Mejia.
Wasn't the worst effort in the world by Edwin Rodriguez. It was just a little reminder to Argentina.
Comfortable broken play. Rebound falls to Edwin Rodriguez. The ball is always rising. Juan Musso made it more interesting with the dive. Didn't really need to do that. Still 0-0.
Okay, here is the strike that hits the bar, and then the foul on Taliafico by Melendez. He's got the chance to clear it, and he makes it.
It's a combo package of mistakes. One, he doesn't clear it, and two, he steps on the top of the foot of Tagliafico. It's a good effort from Lo Celso, and Hero was struggling to get there. It is indeed a penalty, and Lautaro Martinez takes on the responsibility, hits it well, full stretch from Mejia, can't quite get there, 1-0.
His 37th goal for Argentina in 76 appearances. Argentina-Iceland, the Albiceleste's College Town Tour continues from Auburn to
Welcome into our ESPN FC studios, Kate. Welcome into our ESPN FC studios. Kay, Shaka and Craig here, less than a week away from the World Cup, and so we put Shaka to task to bring us his international power rankings.
France is still 1, Spain 2, England are 3, teetering, Argentina I'm not.
Why are these teams where they are?
I think the top 4 are the 4 favourites, understandably. I think France and Spain are the best 2 teams in the world. I've picked France to win it, so they're number 1. England, Argentina. England, I'm teetering a little bit after seeing Tuchel's squad. Argentina, I have concerns about, but I can say that about everybody else. I think Portugal will provide an incredible threat, as will Norway.
Norway above Brazil?
Norway above Brazil. Brazil weren't great in World Cup qualifying. They came better later on once Ancelotti was involved.
You've literally just chopped Colombia in there, haven't you?
No, Colombia finished 3rd in CONMEBOL, but Copa America finalists, so I think they're deservingly where they are. I can't remember where 9 and 10 are.
Dutch.
Morocco.
And Morocco. The Dutch and Morocco.
Good job. Someone's taking notice tonight.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of data for me to process.
To be honest with you, your phone ran off the hook. Your phone was ringing off the hook 20 minutes before the show started.
Yeah.
We're hunting you down for your power rankings.
It's a lot that goes into the rankings.
There was a lot going into your mouth at the time. That's what sandwiches and crisps, and there was a power rankings to be done.
There's a lot that goes in. That's all I've got to say.
It's the fuel for the brain
Exactly.
power.
This is hungry work. This is.
The World Cup's not that long away.
A week away.
You need to up your game.
Sorry, Frank, but it's the Shaka curse. He said that France are going to win it, number 1 in the power ranking.
Hold on, 4 years ago I picked Argentina to win it.
Hang on.
Answer the question, Frank.
Did you initially, though? Did you change your mind after the group stages?
That no count.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it's what I thought. He changed his mind, so I'm a little bit worried, about that. But I'm pleased that he really think that France can be the favorites. I shared the spot with Spain, but I'm very surprised that he put England 3rd and only Portugal 5th. According to what I saw from Portugal and the players that they have, I think they deserve the 3rd spot. But overall, I'm not surprised and disappointed about Shaka's power ranking. I like it, Shaka. I'm with you. I'm with you. But if France doesn't win, I'm saying that it's because of you we didn't win.
Make sure to join us every day here on ESPN FC. But for now, we'll let you get back to the second half.
All or nothing.
Yeah, but then again, I am very comfortable staying in my house.
You have a lovely house.
And let me tell you, if I had the budget that Lionel Messi has, I would really make a nice house with everything that I need and want. But that's me. Other people may have the need to go and interact with the world. I don't feel that need, just even now in my regular life. So I could make it work. Others may be difficult. For me, it would be no problem. And for those that say, well, he doesn't have a social life, this and that and the other, and he can't go out. I don't care. I bring the world to my house.
He's got enough pals to bring round.
Yeah.
I think he can afford a security system.
Yeah.
A couple of ring cameras.
Yeah, it'd be all right. I could make it work.
I mean, you do get a taste of Messi's life when you come into to do an ESPN FC show. Everyone in the corridors throwing things at you. Can you sign this, Ali?
Well, yes, but you know what? Somebody's got to do it.
I know.
It's tough work. Somebody's got to do it. And why not me?
I mixed up. I was talking to someone about one of your phrases, and I mixed up your metaphors. I said, "Where your grandmother lays her eggs."
Oh no!
It was just no, no, goodness.
So my grandmother hangs her clothes.
I know, and where the spiders lay the eggs, but it's mixed metaphor. I love your phrases. I just didn't get them right. There you go.
In the meantime, Rodrigo de Paul is coming on the field.
Indeed. Chester hat. Away with that. You go to the football. It's the only place you got away with that. Over the 12th man, the Aggies. What's to say then? Rodrigo de Paul. Moving on. 19 of Argentina's 26-man squad have been called up for this one. They are stripped. We shall be seeing this young man. Now, he's very interesting because he's got a famous dad, Maynor Figueroa. He plays for Liverpool reserves, Errol Figueroa. He was a former US under-20 international. He moved to the Liverpool Academy from FC Dallas in 2016. We shall be seeing him shortly. Rodrigo de Paul comes on for Argentina, as does that young man, Kundo Medina, for Boca Juniors. I say young, he's 27, but when you get to my age, everybody's young. So a couple of changes. Figueroa, looking forward to seeing him. Yet in his debut, when referee blows the whistle, it is a friendly, so he could still potentially change nationality back to the US. We're underway for the second half. It's a debut for Errol Figueroa. We are seeing Facundo Medina and Rodrigo de Paul on for Argentina. Speaking beforehand about just make sure everyone comes through unscathed. From an Argentina perspective, ahead of their World Cup opener against Algeria, Tuesday the 16th in Kansas City. Don't see any need for that change. Nice little flip from Lautaro. They move it quickly to the left-hand side. This could be an opportunity for a second goal, and very close. Really nice move, and Almada unable to apply the finishing touch, but he did get some sort of touch.
Beautiful touch, really, and I look for Facundo Medina. His first participation and involvement in the game finds the run of Almada, and I'm thinking Thiago Almada doesn't need to take it first time. He actually had more time than he realized. He could have brought the ball down and give himself a better opportunity. Rushed the attempt, didn't make the contact that he wanted, still 1-0. Imagine that Facundo Medina has come on the field for Nicolás Tagliafico. And I'm thinking that Rodrigo de Paul came on the field for Valentin Vargas.
He did indeed. Argentina on the front foot to begin this second half. Medina can also play as a centre-back, as done for Boca. He's a left-back tonight. Rodrigo de Paul, Messi's teammate at Inter Miami, former teammate Giuliano at Madrid.
Can I tell you, these are important minutes for Rodrigo de Paul.
Sure.
For people that may follow Inter Miami and those that may not, let me just tell you, he hasn't had the best of seasons with Inter Miami. And by saying that he hasn't had the best of seasons, I really mean there have been moments in which Rodrigo de Paul has been underwhelming. And I think some of it has to do with the fact they won the title last year. It almost feels like job done with Inter Miami, and he was looking ahead to the World Cup, and there wasn't a whole lot of investment in the early part of this season by Rodrigo de Paul in his individual performances with Inter Miami. Well, here we are, days away from the start of the World Cup, and Argentina, and in particular, Lionel Messi, need the best of Rodrigo de Paul if they're going to be successful in this tournament.
There's been a common theme for anybody that's come to Major League Soccer over the years. Those who buy into it have usually been successful. Those that don't always last.
It felt like he bought into it last season and closed the season really well with Inter Miami, scored a goal in MLS Cup. But the start of the season has been very uneven for Rodrigo de Paul, and I suppose you can make that same argument for all of Inter Miami. But his performances individually, you're expecting a whole lot more.
So what?
And Argentina are going to need a whole lot more than what he has given Inter Miami so far this season.
Foul on Figueroa and the yellow for Lautaro. He had that challenge on Derek Moncada in the first half that he got away with. He didn't get away with this. Ouch.
Yeah, that'll do it. He's late. Comes over the top of the ball. Thiago Almada has more time. He's unable to bring the ball down. If he just takes a correct touch with it,
stretch. Good move.
I think he can bring the ball down. And if he brings the ball down, then he gives himself a real opportunity. Wasn't the best touch of the ball.
86th cap for Rodrigo de Paul. Nice switch. Medina. Mada to Palacios. Space here for Lo Celso. Giuliano. Big chance. Awful attempt by Thiago Almada.
Oh, mommy. I think he's surprised he has so much time. That he's allowed and afforded the opportunity to turn. It's almost as if it's no longer instincts taking over. It's like, why am I so open? Why am I so open? I guess I have to rush. At some point, they're going to come and close me down. And eventually, he gets it all wrong.
He had a underwhelming first season at Atletico Madrid following his move from Botafogo. A lot of talk that is one and done in Spain, and he might be on the move again. In Atleti, if you're not going to be an integral part of their future plans, they'll make sure they don't lose money on you. They'll either get what they paid, 21 million, or a little profit. They'll not hang around any players that they seem as potentially surplus to requirements.
What I would say about his performance for Atletico Madrid this season, one, injuries were a problem, but yes, beyond that, I don't think he ever really found what his role was in the team.
I don't know what position he was best at in that setup.
Correct. And so it's almost as if he's like, well, it's not quite a winger type, but he's not really an underneath guy. So he's not a guy that can have just freedom to do whatever he wants. And if it's not well defined with Simeone, he's not going to go out of his way to define it for you.
First bit was good by Rosales, the second bit not so much. Even tonight for Thiago Almada, he's kind of sometimes drifting, sometimes playing central. Right now he's kind of playing in that advanced 8, 10 role. It's a That's the little clip of Lo Celso's heels. Luis Palma, who's not known for his tackling. Neither is that man, Neil Maldonado.
Similar to Lisandro Martinez, he's late, the ball is already gone, it's clearly foul and a yellow card. For a guy like Thiago Almada, not just to, I'm not trying to drive the point home here or anything, but you would expect him to dominate games like tonight, for example. That he would be able to really stand out above some of these defending players from Honduras. And yeah, he's had a couple of moments, but you never really get the sense of, man, this guy is something else. At least not based on what we have seen today or what we saw with Atletico Madrid.
There's Rodrigo de Paul trying to be the conductor of the orchestra. Lautaro. Piano had made the run through. Has to reset, makes another run. Lautaro. Casa gets there first, and a heavy touch. Throw in for Argentina. It's a good bit of pressure, this. The Albi Celeste. It's intricate, but it needs to be an end product.
It's intricate, and it's very central. So there isn't a whole lot of space in that part of the field, and there isn't a whole lot of width to Argentina, which then makes it easier for Honduras to defend.
Finally, a bit of width. Almada drifting. See one thing about Jose Molina, he's got his Honduras team very well drilled. They know the roles. Behind for Lautaro. Little back flick. Chance for Giuliano, it's two. Lovely goal.
If you remember in the first half, Mark, I talked about skipping the pass out wide and finding the pass inside towards Lautaro Martinez. And it is in that movement of Lautaro Martinez and the recognition of the space by Giuliano Simeone coming from the right-hand side, far more natural for him to go from outside to in. The layup from Lautaro Martinez, the run from Simeone, the initial run of Lautaro Martinez that opens the space centrally, that is well recognized and sorted out and picked out by Giuliano Simeone. Little back heel action, good finish, 2-0. Well built by Argentina and well deserved goal by Giuliano Simeone.
Yeah, super goal, super assist, and a super finish. Enzo's about to come on. A lot of Argentina fans in attendance. Let's see if that's the only change that the team is going to make. If you see Messi, you probably don't see him until later on. Ball. The first 10 minutes of the second half, Argentina were very good. Romero, Alexis McAllister, not exactly weakening their team. Final instructions from Walter Samuel, who's one of Scaloni's assistants, along with Pablo Aimar and Roberto Ayala. Talented quartet as players. Couldn't mess with Walter Samuel, though.
I'm sure you could have a pretty competitive coaching match.
Yeah, right.
before or after practice. A little small-sided game for the coaching staff.
I loved watching Aymar and that Valencia team in the early 2000s.
Long way from that we went into
Oh
nowadays.
dear. I'm trying to sell this Nuevo Mestalla as the only show in town. We want Messi is the cry from the Argentina supporters in attendance, and probably the Honduras fans as well.
Yeah. The fans at the stadium cannot hear me, but I would suggest that I wouldn't hold my breath.
No. And if you get a glimpse of him on the field, it shall not be for long. Wide by Rodrigo de Paul. He's kind of taken up that role that you asked him to.
Here's the thing with Thiago Almada. He's taking more of a central position here, right? And he's a guy that is supposed to give you some width down the left-hand side. If he's tucked all the way in, that means that Medina has to give you the width down the left. The problem is that I don't think Thiago Almada is such a good player in tight spaces that he becomes very useful to you in those underneath spaces consistently. So,
Nice back heel by Palacio. A lot of players involved in this move. Medina was taken late by Melendez. Play on, Almada's layoff. And Lo Celso denied by the block. They look like they're going to create something every time they come forward, Argentina, in this second half. Been very lively.
now that was a whole lot better from Thiago Almada. It was 1 and 2 touches, and more importantly, there was movement. Once he laid the ball up, there was actually a change of pace to get into open space in behind the Honduras back line.
He's dropping short, picking up space. Right across the face, and the header is somehow stopped. Danger not yet over. Eventually Honduras get it away to Moncada. Figueroa. He's got a man inside. If he could have got it through, that could have been an opportunity. But now with a couple of bodies forward, they might be in a position to be an advantage of Argentina's team.
He was so concerned about the 3 defenders that were on him that he wasn't able to get his head up and pick out the run, the supporting run coming from behind.
An hour gone, Argentina 2-0 up. Looking good. Rodrigo de Paul. Just over the head of Lautaro and back by Melendez. Have you noticed anything different from the way Argentina have gone about their business in these 15 minutes of the second half compared to what we saw for the majority of the first half?
Quicker movement of the ball, and a lot more balls actually going forward first and then coming back rather than sideways and back. When you do that, then you push Honduras further back, which then allows the underneath spaces to be operated by guys like Almada when he comes into that space. Lo Celso, who has been really good on the turn. The fact that you have the presence of Rodrigo de Paul from deeper then frees up Lo Celso to go and combine in more advanced positions, and then all the activity that you get down the right-hand side from Simeone.
6 changes, 7 changes, 8 changes for each side. Switch again in 20 minutes. No, Messi's not. Here we go.
Good luck, Mark.
Thank you. See you again shortly. It's just numbers, isn't it? The bingo contest. Do this as come on. I would like to see a little bit more of Derek Moncada. The look at this kid. This is an 18-year-old who I think we'll see a bit more of. Honduras. That is off. Rodriguez is off. Arriaga's off. Alistair coming on off with Celso. I say it's a lot better when they do it all at once, like this, rather than drips and drabs. That's a lot. There's Lisandro Martinez.
At this point, I don't know whether you're talking to me or you're talking to yourself.
And that's why. In the house. And we're back underway. 22 players on the field. Here's one. Enzo's on for Thiago Almada. So while we were talking about the better second half, here come Honduras. Bodies forward. Not the best option. His teammates are letting him know that.
The fact that we actually use the name of Flaco Lopez. Love that.
Will we stick with Josema, or will we go Jose Manuel, give his full name, or just Jose, or will we go Flaco?
Well, yeah, apparently it's Flaco Lopez.
It was Josh McGinn playing for Scotland earlier. John was unaware his name had been changed.
Flaco Lopez.
Stick with Jose Manuel, shall we? The Palmeiras. And they're still going. Such was 3 minutes ago. Ball with a diagonal for Giuliano. This is when you might have a chance to capitalise on the opposition. Having made 4 changes. Not quite gelling just yet. Really trying to figure out where they're playing. Is this Argentina's back two, the 2 centre-backs for the Otamendi and Romero?
I imagine so, though if you had asked me that same question following the 2022 World Cup, I would not have thought that Otamendi would be around for this World Cup. And yet, give him credit, as a player, with all his experience at 38 years old, he's still throwing his body around, he's still effective enough to play at a high level. I do think that isolated in 1v1 situations, you can take advantage of his lack of speed at this point in his career. He can be reckless with his challenges. He was that even when he was younger. Cuti Romero is also a very reckless player and had a reckless season with Spurs. I don't think Lisandro Martinez is an improvement on that either. He too can be reckless, had a reckless challenge in the first half today. My concern would be who is the common influence in that center back position, who is the one organizing, who takes a leadership role, and I suppose it would have to be Nicolas Otamendi. So I took the cynic route, so I'll just go ahead and say, yeah, probably this is your starting back line for Argentina in the center back position.
You still got there quicker than the teams got to where they needed to be, having come out onto the pitch at the start. They walked along the line and then eventually took their positions for the national. Enzo. World Cup squad number is 8.
Although when you start sort of reading signs, you're kind of thinking, okay, well, if Otamendi is your starting center back, why is he on the field right now? Does that then mean that he is completely off in the game against Iceland and doesn't play a minute as he is fully prepared for Algeria? These are the calculations that players are making.
Yeah, they're trying to work things out.
They're working things out as the decisions are being made by coaches. And I'm trying to put myself in the mind of Otamendi saying, okay, when I fill out here, it must mean that I'm not playing against Iceland, which then in turn means that I'm potentially starting against Algeria.
Rodrigo de Paul. Away by Luis Vega. Didn't get enough on it, Alexis McAllister. Good footwork. It's run out of it. Cooling break is brought to you by Celsius. I think the one thing we've definitely learned tonight is that it's not a good idea to play Juliano on the left.
Now, does that look like a player who's about to come on the field? I don't think so.
I think those minutes might be against Iceland.
Yeah.
Tickets have been sold, seats are sat on. I don't think it was done in any way to try and maximise the crowd. He was honest. Spallone, he said, look, we'll get some minutes either against Honduras or against Iceland. But of course, you show up, you bring the kids, you want to see Messi. He may get some at the end, but it's the opening goal. The penalty spot after a clumsy challenge by Melendez and Caliafico. This is a lovely goal.
Yes, it is. It's all back and through. Good movement away from the ball from Lautaro Martinez. Unselfish play, intelligent play in recognizing the movement of Juliano Simeone. Also intelligent play from Simeone in understanding where the space was going to be for him. Good little layup, and then the finish from Juliano Simeone. 2-0.
Does the World Cup excite you as a football fan? And I'm asking this question as someone whose nation hasn't qualified since '98 and 02, 06, 2010, 2014, 2018, 2022. I tried to enjoy it as a football fan because my nation wasn't there. How do you, as a Venezuela former player, countryman, fan, look at this World Cup?
I love the World Cup. Love the World Cup. That's why it bothers me so much that we haven't made it yet.
Yeah.
Because I would want us to have the feeling that these fans from Argentina have, and the fans from Scotland, and those that are preparing for the World Cup have, that anticipation, that sense of belonging in the big time, if you will, being part of the big dance. It's no fun being on the outside looking in, but that doesn't mean that I don't enjoy the World Cup. I certainly do. And some of my best memories of my time with my father and my brother was traveling in the '98 World Cup all over France, in which, by the way, I got to see our colleague Craig Burley playing for Scotland against Brazil. So in that sense, I love the World Cup. As any fan that enjoys the sport, and I want to get behind collecting the cards. I want to fill up the album. I want to watch the games. I want the drama. I want all of it. I also would want all of it with my country in it.
Yeah, sure.
I certainly would prefer that, but yeah, I love the World Cup.
It's a yellow card for Medina. Did a game earlier today, Bolivia against Scotland. The second half was a non-entity. The first half was a good watch. The danger is when you make the changes at half-time, but this hasn't been like that. The changes were good. They didn't decrease the quality of the respective sides. The energy level is still there. Both sides forward on the left again.
Let's assume it's because of changes in personnel. They have to know that he is so much better and so much more comfortable on the right-hand side, Simeone. Because even in the run that ended up in his goal, that movement outside to in, that is so natural to him when he's playing on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
I'm not sure he's able to recognize that from the left-hand side because you don't see the field from the same sort of angle.
Outside to score a golazo. Glazos. Rodrigo de Paul. I'm sure Luis Palma just sitting off him is a good idea. Palma right now is just running around. Not as quick as he was in the first half. Corner kick. Alexis McAllister.
Alexis McAllister could use a few productive minutes to lift up his level of play. He was one of the many players at Liverpool this season that underperformed. And much like Rodrigo de Paul, he's going to have to elevate. He's going to have to elevate his level of play in the World Cup.
This corner kick is brought to you by Enterprise. It's the fourth of the game for Argentina. Taken by Rodrigo de Paul, but like the previous ones, Honduras have defended them well. Giving them so much space, and he can hit them. Strangely enough, even though it's his 86th cap, I would have taken the over if someone had offered me 3 international goals for free. So they scored 2.
Earlier in his career, Rodrigo de Paul was a far more attacking-minded midfielder than what he has become over the last, I suggest, 4 or 5 years.
That's age. He's 32 now. Axel Witsel, if he played much longer, would have been in goals. Teammate of Rodrigo de Paul, Athletic. It's the furthest back you ever played in a game.
Right around where Rodrigo de Paul is right now. And I knew my time was coming to an end when that happened.
You just see a game very differently, though, from that position. Behind for Lautaro.
It's quite boring back there, let me just tell you. And it's all sideways and back, and let me just find the wide ball to the right back and the left back and net. It's not for me.
Somebody somewhere has got the Messi 10 jersey. As far as probably the kit. As to whether or not it will be given to Lionel. Where? Come on. Remains to be seen. More changes to come, including a change in goal. Beltran, come on. his first cap. Like goalkeeper. Honduras making some changes as well. A couple of the other youngsters, Nicolas Capaldo, Tomas Aranda. Aranda also making his debut, the 19-year-old Boca. Capaldo, who plays for Hamburg, wins his first cap as well.
Eventually.
Yeah, once we work out which numbers. No, 15. No, he's not. He's 3. That says 5. 15's already been brought on. We're not bringing them off. 8 and 3. Okay, that might work because Joseph Rosales had a good first half. He is being replaced. Oh, not you, the other one. You. Christian Canales is coming on. Two Argentina outfielders and the goalie. I'm like, okay. The minimum of 25 minutes added. I think the referee's just like, look, can we just take this free kick and then we can make the changes afterwards. Delivery from Jose Reyes. This is Luis Palma, who leaves it for Con. Honduras is first. Extra couple minutes for Juan Musso. Trying to keep a clean sheet. Miranda. Roberto Rivas. And that was it. Back to the subs. Hello, Ali.
But I'm not doing the math correctly. I don't think I have enough Honduras players in my CPs.
Who'd have thunk it that the number 10 in blue and white that played tonight was Luis Palma, not Lionel Messi. So far. Referee spotted something there, brings it back, stops Honduras in their tracks. And back to this. Honduras are going to change, and Ivar, the goalkeeper, will be replaced. Oh, there's replacement. Wiki. For Argentina, Beltran replaces Juan Musso. It's all names and numbers now, isn't it?
Yeah, this is out of control.
The number 10 in blue and white goes off. We've got a 6 and a 26. Players don't even know. Just go on. Don't come off yet. Luis Ortiz.
Sure.
Plays for Motagua.
I played against Motagua.
CONCACAF Champions League.
Yep.
How'd you do?
Leaf tied 1-1 in Tegucigalpa, and then won in LA. The LA Galaxy, and advanced.
My favourite memory of the CONCACAF Champions League was doing a game late at night with Shaka Hislop. And someone in their wisdom had chosen the second leg, not the first leg, between Alpha United and Herediano. The first leg was 8-0.
Oh.
Second leg was a difficult sell. they get an early goal, you never know. Flash of legs and a free kick. This is time to get back to the subs. Real Aranda has come on for Ezequiel Palacios. Thomas Aranda, his name is on the team sheet. How many players have you got inside now?
I gave up, Mark. I leave it to you.
Well, the hardest worker of the match, presented by Lowe's Home Improvement, is you and I for the trying to get these. It's not really. Who is your Lowe's Home Improvement hardest worker of the match?
Oh boy, I'm gonna give it to. A goal and assist for Lautaro Martinez is good, but given that it is the hardest working, I'm gonna go with Giuliano Simeone. He scored a nice goal and was dangerous, particularly when he was on the right-hand side. I think he gives his team a different element and a sense perhaps of chaos in the attack that creates difficulties defensively for other teams, and I think that was in full display today against Honduras.
I think someone, if he'd stayed on the pitch, who would have been in contention for your hardest worker would be Valentin Barco.
He may have been,
But he went home.
and so it doesn't qualify.
It's in the rules. It's now becoming the second half that we saw between Bolivia and Scotland earlier, whereby it's just stop-start because of changes and all sorts. But for the first hour, there's plenty of positives for Lionel Scaloni.
Can I tell you a random story about Tegucigalpa?
Please.
When we went and played Motagua, I didn't realize this in Tegucigalpa, but as we're about to land in Tegucigalpa, pilot comes on and says, this is a different approach than the usual.
Okay.
And we are highly trained for this. And,
That's never good.
and you're kind of thinking, wait a minute, what are we talking about here? And sure enough, the plane kind of goes on an embankment kind of thing and kind of goes into a valley, and it's a pretty rough landing. It's a short landing at the runway there in Tegucigalpa. And what I thought was more concerning than anything else is that as you are then taxiing in what is a very short runway, you see the leftovers of what obviously was a plane that did not stop on time. I hope by now they've reached it, but there was a plane who clearly had issues landing in Tegucigalpa. So if you're ever going to land in Tegucigalpa, know that it's a different approach than the usual stuff.
Keep Freitas on for Nicolas Mendy. Rodrigo. 5 to go, plus added time. Involvement for Freitas. Pablo's kind of playing on the left-hand side in front of Medina. Alexis McAllister's now more central. Jose Manuel Lopez still leading the line. Just giving a wee shot as he can. It's cap for the Palmeiras swing. World Cup as well for Julian.
Where's Julian Alvarez going to play next season? There's a question.
See, I've been enjoying Atleti's tweets.
They're entertaining. They're enjoyable. However, I don't know how much of a hard stance they can take if the player then says, "Yeah, I don't want to be here."
Can Barcelona afford him?
I don't know that. That's a completely different question. The math for Barcelona is different than the math I was taught in school. But assuming that they can, if the player comes to Atletico Madrid and says, "Yeah, this whole thing with Simeone is not for me," then even though your tweets have been very interesting and enjoyable and funny, if you are Atletico Madrid, you may end up that that's out of your control. So I'll repeat the question, Mark. Where is Julian Alvarez playing next season?
Atleti.
All right. Here you go.
Not to say he doesn't end up at Barcelona one day, but
All right. That's all right. You don't have to qualify to come in. You've made your position clear.
just wonder who the replacement for Lewandowski will be. Already got Anthony Gordon providing the service. Will they go back in for Rashford? Lamines obviously got his position wrapped up.
That's another thing that doesn't make sense. They go and get Anthony Gordon, spending 50 million more than it would have cost them to just keep Marcus Rashford. In a player that is going to occupy a very similar position. And oh, by the way, I don't think either one of them, if everyone's healthy, starts for Barcelona.
Yeah, one bid, quickly accepted. That's a decent hit from Tomás Aranda and a good save from Luis Ortiz.
Now they both feel like they're participating in the game. And takes it on the inside, tries to bend it out far post. Ortiz gets a good save on it, good hand on it. Corner kick.
Up to 26 with Turkish Airlines. The man that had the strike, Tomás Aranda, takes the corner kick. Got up. Couldn't. He's a threat from set plays. He can also be a threat to his own goalkeeper in his own box.
Can be a threat to blow up a locker room too. His behavior this season with Spurs was something else, let me tell you. The team was struggling to stay up, and he took up for Argentina. Now, his behavior not great, but the fact that Spurs allow him to do it, that's not great either. Now, some would say, well, he was injured, he wasn't going to play, but that's not the point. If you're a leader within a team, and the team is struggling, there's an expectation that you have to be part of the group, not just take off to Argentina and then nurse whatever injury you had away from your club team when your club team is about to go down.
I think we see something similar between Argentina and Iceland on Tuesday that we've seen tonight.
I think that will be the dress rehearsal, and we'll see something closer to what the actual starting lineup against Algeria will be.
Aldo was into
That'll do it. He went after the ball, got a minor touch on the ball, but got a whole lot of Honduras there.
Players seem to have forgotten that it's no longer a case of winning the ball is acceptable and it should be considered a fair challenge. That law changed many years ago.
Hello, Tesco.
For a consolation, Honduras.
Yeah.
Gonna have a good fight. Been well organised tonight. Opened up for him, Jose Reyes.
Give a quick shout out To my roommate, beloved roommate with the LA Galaxy, who's watching the game right now and listen to my story about Motagua when we went to Tegucigalpa. The same thing. Text message. Oh, it wasn't a great match.
Concerned about the piece.
California. I assure you that it was not.
Has Lionel Scaloni learned anything tonight, especially from the first hour?
No, I think it's just a useful exercise, and you got what you wanted out of Giuliano Simeone, you got what you wanted from Lautaro Martinez. Some young players in, some made their debut, some got additional experience. More importantly, nobody got hurt. Useful minutes for a guy like Rodrigo De Paul and Alexis McAllister. Again, what you want out of this match. Minutes. It's been all of that for Argentina. It's been a dominant performance as we expected it to be. Not as goal dangerous as I would have wanted them to be, but nonetheless 2-0 and comfortable.
Yeah, they don't play until Tuesday the 16th, their first group game, so a stronger lineup, a bit more intensity perhaps in Auburn on Tuesday against Iceland. The second goal was just a lovely, well worked. Just joining us, first was from the spot.
There's also something to be said about the fact that you're getting closer to the World Cup, so players will go through the exercise, but knowing full well that, all right, no need to take any chances or risk, and it's the same approach that Lionel Scaloni will take. Hence, why Lionel Messi didn't play today.
Honduras no Messi, but no problem for Argentina. Honduras by 2-0. Messi was on the bench, but not risked. Likely to get some minutes. It's an important start against Iceland on Tuesday. Good workout. Scaloni and Jose Molina. Respective coaches. Lautaro's penalty. Lautaro's nice finish after a beautiful assist from Lautaro from back here. And then the last half hour was just lots of changes. 10 for Honduras and loads for Argentina as well. Did we see the World Cup winners tonight?
Not this version of Argentina, but maybe the one that we see against Iceland for the first 45 minutes or so. Argentina has everything that you want in order to, at the very least, reach the latter stages of the competition. Now, there's an element of good fortune that you had to have in order to win the World Cup. They had that in Qatar in 2022. It's a question as to whether they'll have that this time around. Is Dibu Martinez making the big save against Randall Colomwani at the end of the World Cup final? If you go to penalty kicks in the quarterfinals against the Netherlands, as they did in Qatar, are you advancing past that? Are you winning a penalty kick shootout in the final if that were the case?